Hey there traders, welcome to another market update video. Today is the 27th of May 2021 and we're going to start off as usual on Bitcoin here on the daily chart, and we're going to run through what I'm seeing on the charts right now. So we spoke about this resistance level yesterday, this liquidity zone right here, also lining up with the 200 simple and the 200 exponential moving average. So for me to be any kind of medium term bullish on Bitcoin, I would like to see a break and close above on a daily chart. Uh, Probably above $43,000 would do it for me. That would then put us above these moving averages as well as above the 21 exponential. And then I would expect the move back up all the way to 48,500, somewhere in this range. At that point, I'd probably be a shorter, a seller from there. I'd like to take a short position around that area, but we'll keep an eye on what the chart wants to do from there. So remember, we want to take daily setups at the moment because they're just going to give us a bit more room in the market for movement to happen. And it's also less intensive for the signals. Everybody who's following the signals, we've been getting quite a few feedback from a few people, and people asking for longer term trades instead of day trades. So that's what we're doing now. So we'll be looking at daily setups and weekly setups from now on. So that's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. Also, to the same token, if we see a daily candle close below 34,700, I'd be looking to short that level back down to around about $30,500. At this point right here, I'll be looking for some major weekly setups to go long for the next couple of months to the upside. So we'll be building some longer term positions once we get back down here, and see if we can ride this wave for the next bullish extension. So looking at the weekly just one more time, the weekly is looking still bearish to me, at the very least in the medium term. If we remain above this area, this $31,300 level, which is the 55 exponential moving average on the weekly chart, I would still remain overall bullish longer term for Bitcoin. Even though medium term and short term, we can still see some decent pullbacks. But I would remain, like I said, long-term bullish on this. Overall, I would expect actually some sideways action here, and then a breakout and continuation, something similar to what we've seen in the past for Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin does start to break down from here, my next target will be this previous liquidity zone right here, also lining up with this order block all the way here before we saw that major extension to the upside. So if we did break below that level, that's an opportunity for us to sell out of our long-term positions and mine some Bitcoin to the downside. So in other words, we'll sell our Bitcoin, and once we buy back in at a lower level, we'll have more Bitcoin and the same amount of dollars. So in other words, we're basically farming cryptocurrency, shorting it like that for the longer term portfolios. So we're keeping an eye on both those time frames on all these coins I'll be mentioning this morning. So moving on from Bitcoin, just one more summary basically of what I was saying. A break above $43,000 would do it for me with decent amount of volume. I would take a long position, targeting a move back up to around about 48,500, somewhere in that range. All right, let's jump into BNB. So BNB also currently holding support at that $335 level. But what I want to see is I want to see BNB break above $430, let's call it that, above the 21 exponential moving average. That's when I would expect a move back up to the very least around $566, somewhere around there. But if we start breaking down from here and we see some major rejections, I'd be looking to take some short opportunities, of course, for the medium term to the downside. And once we get the price back down here around $230, $250, I'm going to be a buyer again. So we'll see if we can get a medium term bounce from there. From a weekly chart perspective, if we can close in the next 3 days above the 21 exponential, then I would definitely be looking to buy $340, even for a longer term position. for the next couple of months, perhaps even all the way back up to about $1,000 and above. If we do see decent follow through, of course, from the volume from the buyer's side. So let's keep an eye on this one. I like that setup very, very much. Litecoin. Litecoin is also in a decent setup here. It's very similar to Bitcoin, Litecoin, the chart here. I'd be looking for this area to hold as support. And if we can continue to hold this area as support, we will be a buyer on the weekly chart here. On the weekly chart, not so much. We're meeting the 21 exponential as resistance right now. So I'd be more of an aggressive buyer back down here around $140, $150 range. Or if we break above $226, I'd be looking to take a long position all the way back up, potentially to around about $280, maybe even $300. At that point, we'll be looking for a lower high to be formed, perhaps, and I'd be a seller once we make our way back up there, especially if there's no volume backing the move. And then the last one we're going to talk about is ChainLink. So ChainLink currently did break above my resistance from yesterday, but here's the thing. I want to see it hold above the 21 exponential or the 55 exponential, preferably, before I start buying. We also do have this order block to keep in mind. So I'm going to pull it in here for us so that we all know what I'm talking about. There we go. So we do have a little bit of an order block. You can see right there it was a bearish order block, and then a bullish one, and then ultimately a bearish one. So I would expect some liquidity to still be around that level in the market, and I'd be looking for that to be a short opportunity rather than just taking longs from here. I think overall we just made a lower low, and we're probably putting in a lower high on most of these cryptos. So unless we start seeing some major backing from the bulls when it comes to volume, I wouldn't expect too much of a swing to the upside just yet. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.